Hello everyone, Cyber Eclipse here, and we are back for more Star Ocean 2, the second story. We're almost done. We're at Finale, and this is the final area. All we have to do now is go to Finale and destroy the remaining wise men that are left, and then save the universe. The game will be done. So as I'm doing right now, I'm just checking my equipment to make sure that everyone is equipped properly. And just going to be choosing my party, who's going to be... I think I might switch the characters around for the final area. You know, some battles will do these people, you know, and then sometimes I'll switch out to do some other characters. Kind of make it the last hurrah to show everybody off before the game ends. I think that's a pretty good thing to do, so let's go to Finale. Very menacing music, don't you think? And here's 3 of them to greet us. Welcome. I saw you coming from far off. Even you guys I'd feel sorry for if you were killed by someone whose name you do not know. Let us introduce ourselves at last. My name is Ruprecht. I think I pronounced that right. Ruprecht? I don't know. Jibril. And I am Nicholas. Yeah, they introduce themselves at the end of the game. Now that the introductions are over, have you said your prayers? Don't fret. We will kill you with a minimum of suffering. I think that's what we should be saying to you. Not so fast. The hopes of people throughout the entire universe are resting on us. Shut up. And die. Haha. Again, that's what we should be saying to these guys. Oh man, I must have recorded this before I left for Christmas, but if I remember correctly, I think these guys gave me a hard time at first. But anyway, let's kick their asses. It does seem kind of strange that you learn most of the wise men's names practically at the end of the game on the last level. I mean, I feel like that's one out of quite a few things that Star Ocean 2 really dropped the ball on, was not really giving sufficient backstory to a lot of the enemies. They're just kind of there. They want to destroy the universe, so you have to stop them. I mean, they feel very bland. I mean, the character development for the main characters, considering how many there are, I think is really good. It feels like you get a really good grasp on who the characters are, and you find out a lot of information that's just kind of interesting, but not necessarily valid to the plot. But I really wish that they had spent just a bit more time kind of giving the 10 wise men a bit more of a backstory, kind of, you know, delving into what's the purpose, why are they all doing this, why do they all want to destroy the universe, you know, about what are their individuals' personalities like, other than just wanting to kill us because we're in our way. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I think I made my point. But, unfortunately, this game is still fun. I gotta say, the gameplay is the real highlight for me. Normally if the plot is really terrible, then the gameplay can't even save it in my eyes, but this game, the gameplay is really, really good, and the plot is kind of mediocre to me, but enough to still keep me interested. I mean, it's nothing epic, but it's still fun. Opera's dead. Yeah, a lot of my characters are getting killed a bit. I'm a little bit behind. I need to start healing characters here. it'll get easier. It's because we're fighting 3 of them at the same time. And there's, like, what, 4 of us? Oh, and Claude's almost dead, too. Anyway, what shall I talk about? Well, Easter was good, Christmas was good. I just hadn't been in the mood to update anything lately, but now I am. So that's what I'm doing. I don't know why I'm just standing there. Oh, Claude's dead. Well, knocked out. Okay, they're not really, like, dead. Yeah, game mechanics, no point in going into that. I'm pretty sure I've done that many times before. That's pretty much all that's left is go through the dungeon. It's like a big long tower going up. Typical last dungeon maze kind of stuff. So you're going to be seeing a lot of battles. Oh, something that happened lately, I almost gave myself a heart attack. I think it was either yesterday or the day before. I updated Windows because, you know, how updates come up, right? You know, the little yellow shield comes up and, you know, it says restart your computer with the following updates, blah, blah, blah. So I did. And then when I turned the computer back on, Windows wouldn't start up. The computer itself would start up, but Windows wouldn't. And I'm like, oh my god, what's going on? Ah, I'm freaking out. And I go into the BIOS and I try everything, and it's like, oh my god, it's not starting. A Trojan horse must have gotten it, even though I do virus scans and keep my virus and spyware destroyers or whatever the hell it is, protection, whatever, up to date at all times. And I always have spyware and virus remover going off at 6:30 a.m. every morning. I have it all scheduled. And but yeah, I wonder what the hell's going on. I'm like, oh my god, was there a Trojan horse that wiped my computer that I didn't know that the virus or spyware thing didn't catch? So I'm freaking out. I go into my closet and I'm trying frantically to dig out my copy of Windows on the disk, hoping that just reinstalling it would make it better and then I could just install everything all over again. But at this point I thought, oh my god, I lost my last bit of Star Ocean footage. I lost everything. I have a few new Let's Plays backlogged recorded that you guys will be seeing at some point, along with more Sailor Moon. That's been like over a year since that's updated, I believe. It's crazy. But anyway, I was really, really freaking out. And then something just hit me. It's like the light bulb suddenly went on. It was like the last ditch effort. Okay, I'm going to try this. And if this doesn't work, then clearly it was a Trojan horse or something of that nature. Clearly something happened. So I went over and I unplugged my digital camera that was charging up in the computer. And just for good measure, I unplugged my controller as well, even though I've had no problems with Windows starting up with my game controller plugged in. So I unplugged the digital camera, and then restarted my computer, and Windows started up normally. And I did the biggest sigh of relief, I gotta tell you. I'm like, I don't understand why, with my digital camera plugged in, that Windows wouldn't start up. I have no idea what happened. But thankfully, you know, everything started up, everything was normal, all my stuff that I downloaded and all my programs, my emulators, recording software, all that stuff was all there. Oh yeah, I was freaking out because my screen recorder, along with my video editor, are both paid for, at least to do PlayStation games anyway. With, you know, with older systems like SNES or NES or whatever, I just use plain old Windows Movie Maker, but the video files are too big for Windows Movie Maker to register sometimes, so I had to get a more powerful one. But anyway, yeah, it worked and everything was good and I was happy. I think I had a mini heart attack there. What? I heard nothing about that. Apparently they're shocked that they lost. Yeah, we beat them. Good. 3 more down. This makes 6. There are 4 left. Come on, let's hurry. Right. We don't have much time. Let's just make sure all my party members are all healed up, because these battles aren't really hard. Especially if you're, like, beefed up like I am. But I like to make sure that my party is all healed up as much as they possibly can anyway. And since I'm just, making sure all my party members are at 100%, I would like to apologize right now about my previous video about my voice being too soft. I have the microphone closer to me now, so hopefully I am a lot louder now. And I'm kind of raising my voice a little bit. I talk softly anyway. But anyway, hopefully this video is better. These guys are kind of a pushover, they just shoot crap at you. There are enemies of this nature later on that like to shoot stuff at you and suck up your magic, but we're doing well right now. We're doing fine. This dungeon isn't anything to sweat over, especially considering that it's the last dungeon. The bonus dungeon, called the Cave of Trials, however, is something to sweat over. That's a bitch. And I'll be doing that eventually. It's gonna be a while. Once I'm done this game, I'm gonna take a break from Star Ocean for a while and focus on a bunch of other games. This has definitely been a long haul, I must admit. Yay! Opera and Arena leveled up. Woohoo! And as always with new dungeons, you level up reasonably quickly. It's not too difficult to level up. And I'm just going to be running around here trying to show off as much of the dungeon as possible and figuring out how to distribute my skill points so that I can be best prepared for the final battle ahead. Let's just distribute those skill points. Make sure that everyone... Oh, right. Opera. Okay. What am I gonna do with you? I must admit, I have a new addiction, shall we say. I've been playing a lot of Tetris lately. I don't know what it is. I've been eating, sleeping, and fucking and breathing Tetris. Like, Tetris has taken up a lot of my time lately. I don't know, I've just been really enjoying it. It's one of those games that's simple yet challenging, but and once you get into it, you can't put it down. At least that's how I feel about it. It's very old school, obviously, but I don't know. I've just been having a really good time with it. I'm sure that it will pass. I have my little obsessions once in a while, whether it's like, with a song or with a game or, something of that nature. Or an anime or a movie or whatever. But it passes. And as you can see, I'm raping these enemies. No problem at all. so I can just run around and do whatever I want. Treasure chests! Nothing... There's nothing, like, amazing in here. They're kind of just extra items.
Is this it? We can win this.
I don't think there's anything really amazing in here, if I remember correctly. It's been a while since I've done this dungeon. Boom! Look how strong my attacks are now. Holy balls. I don't know what happened there. It just kind of hiccuped. The footage kind of hiccuped when... But seriously though, like, look how much I'm kicking ass. Oh, this is just beautiful. I'm even using Rena as a fighter. And I think she's doing somewhat of significant damage. Because I've upped her strength quite a bit from leveling up. Dungeon crawling.
Is this it?
We can win this.
Either love it or hate it. I have to be in a certain mood for dungeon crawling though. Like just turn the game sound down, put on some music, and just go to town. And just keep fighting and fighting and fighting, doing the same thing over and over and over and over again. Fighting the same enemies. Usually once in a while I'll maybe go to a different area to switch it up, but chances are, especially if it's like the last level like this, the enemies wouldn't give you as much experience or money, or foal as it's called in this game. So generally you kind of stay in the area that tends to give you the most stuff. I really do like Opera's killer moves though. Her and Claude are a real powerhouse combination, I feel anyway. You know, I'm just kind of running around showing rooms. There's more than one way to get to certain areas, so it kind of gives you a little bit of choice of how to do things, which I like. It becomes a little bit more linear as you go more towards the top, I think, but it's pretty good. Now, you want to be careful with these slugs. Remember we had that boss a long time ago that was one great big red slug? I gotta remember which dungeon that was. Don't quote me, but I think it was the Hoffman Ruins? I think. Anyway, these are just enemies, but they can still do the same thing. If you're not careful, they will swallow your character, and you have to beat on the enemy the slug thing that swallowed your character in order to get it to spit it out, you know, regurgitate it, like, bleh, kind of gross, but...
Oh, it's just them.
And then it gives the character a little bit of damage, but not too bad. Ah, these guys again. I just realized this now. It's interesting the contrast between the two planets. Like, Expel it's this very underdeveloped planet, you know, not really any technology, lots of forestry and nature, and, you know, it's like a very simpler time. And then you go to Planet Need, which is very advanced, has lots of different machines, lots of technology, even more advanced than Earth. And it's amazing just the contrast. And it must be so overwhelming, like for someone like Rena, you know, like obviously Opera and Claude coming from advanced civilization on their planets would obviously know what machines are, but people like, say, Rena and Celine wouldn't understand at all. They'd be like, what the hell is this? I don't understand what this is. What's going on? Is it edible? Who knows what the hell they're thinking, but it must be really overwhelming.
Is it already finished?
Forward.
I
Claude and Celine leveled up. Yay. That's right, Claude. Advance forward. What's in here? There's nothing in here. God damn it. Now, let's see. Well, since I'm in an empty room... Yeah, let's distribute these skill points. Look how much I'm getting now. Like 104? It's crazy. Okay, who else? What do I want to do now? You get big chunks of, skills now take big chunks of skill points. I mean, depending on what you're using it for. I'd say the more purpose it has, and the more it helps, the more skill points you need to use in order to get it. Yep. There we go. I don't know. I don't know what the hell to use on Celine anymore, because, other than just keeping the HP and MP up and magic spells and all that blah 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 blah, she doesn't really need anything else. She doesn't need agility and all that kind of stuff. Like, she's not a fighter. Rena's more of a fighter than Celine is. I would say Celine is probably the worst magic user that you could ever use as a fighter. Like, her distance is shit, and she hardly does any damage. She's slow. So it's really good just to use her just for spells, and that's it. In my opinion. Oh, Opera, stop screaming that. Yeah, sounds like she's being murdered or punched in the gut or something. If that's her sex sounds, then oh, poor Ernest. Nah, I doubt it. I doubt it. Now, where shall I go? Let's go up. So at least you can see what almost every single room looks like.
Oh, here's the enemy.
We can win this. Sword bomber.
Damn, considering how long my videos are, sometimes it's tough to come up with commentary for an entire... How long's this video? Let me just look. 41 minutes and 58 seconds? And some of my videos are like, what, 45 minutes? You guys can't expect me to come up with interesting commentary for like almost an hour, guys. Nah, seriously, I'm doing my best. Let's see. And everyone's just yelling, doing their attacks. And yeah, for you Sailor Moon fans, I haven't given up on it. I've just been extremely busy for a long time, and so many things just keep coming up, you know. Life is like that.
Well, that's somewhere around 80 points.
You know, so you know what? Fuck it. I'm not gonna explain myself why I haven't updated or whatever. When I update, I update. If I don't, I don't. Who cares? Mithril Shield. Oh, that's kind of nice. But everyone's pretty much fully equipped anyway.
Sword bomber.
I haven't really bothered to do anything like, you know, to customize my weapons or anything like that. Not in this playthrough. Maybe I'll do it in Claude's playthrough. This, I just kind of wanted to, you know, just do it simple. Just go through it, not do any of the extra stuff. My characters aren't really 100% really good at that kind of stuff anyway. Some of the characters that I haven't gotten or you possibly can't get in Rena's playthrough, I think would have better probability for that kind of stuff. But I'm not going to give away anything like that. You're going to have to wait and see for that one. Ugh, Opera, shut up. Haha, Claude missed. Nice one, Opera.
You're too easy.
Resurrection Mist. That's a really good thing to have. What Resurrection Mist does, and the reason why you never see me use it, why I always use the Resurrection Bottle if I'm ever down, is because, or Rena's spell, Rena's Resurrection spell, is because I like to save it for the last battle, because what happens is Resurrection Mist, it obviously, as the name says, it resurrects your party member, but it also heals your HP completely. It heals you, boom, done, like you're ready for battle. It doesn't just heal a little bit of HP, it heals the whole thing, which is very convenient to save for battles that are extremely hard, especially the extra battles. You know, extra boss fights and all that, and extra dungeons, and it's, so I like to save them. And it is after midnight right now. Nah, I don't think any of my housemates are sleeping. I haven't gotten any noise complaints ever, so I think I should be okay. Oh, that was close. Celine cast the spell like right before the bullet hit her. From the mechanical spider thingy. Only it has 4 legs instead of 8. I love spiders. I don't understand why some people are so scared of them. They're cute. Except for the poisonous ones that can kill you. Other than that, you know, they just crawl around and mind their own business.
Well, that's somewhere around 80 points.
And spiders are good because they eat bugs that bite you like mosquitoes. No, I don't know what I'm doing here. I don't know, I just kind of stood there for a minute. I don't know what the hell I was doing. Maybe I was scratching my nose or something. Sometimes, you know when sometimes you're playing and you get a little itch on your nose and you're like, I'm in a battle, I can't do it right now. So I sometimes just, you know, so you gotta wait till the battle's over. I could pause it, but I don't know. If I'm recording, it might just look weird. So I kind of just like to stop when I'm walking or after the battle's done and just maybe, I don't know, scratch my nose or, I don't know. Or maybe I took a drink of something, I don't know. I don't remember what the hell I was doing before I recorded this. Hell, it was back in December.
Are you okay?
Speaking of water, very nice. Gotta drink water to keep the old voice from going hoarse. Because I'm not yelling, but I'm talking louder than I normally would to hope you guys can hear me, so I'm just kind of in the middle. I'm belting it a little bit. Now let's go. This is floor 1. Let's go to floor numero 2. Floor number 2 in English. Deux in French.
Oh, it's just them.
Beware.
God, I'm getting sick of these enemies. It's always the same ones. But so far, we've been getting a lot of these 4-legged mechanical things that shoot bullets at you. Come on, we need something else. Come on. But it's amazing how even just leveling up, like even just once or twice, how much your strength just gets so much more increased. And I don't know, it could be just me, but I feel like battles are going faster than when we first started.
There's the enemy. We can win.
Do you guys notice that, or is it just, I don't know, or is it just me being weird or hopeful or whatever? As usual, cast Star Flare. Celine does the same spells to try to kill them. I've been doing a few... Lately, I've been doing a lot of the explosion spell, but earlier I was doing a few things like lightning and all that, and switching it up a little bit, because it can get boring watching the same spells over and over and over again. But yeah, I'm in... Other than Opera having like, what, 4 MP left, nobody else is hurting for any sort of healing or magic or anything. still my favorite spell of Celine, Lunar Light. I love that spell. I can't get enough of it. It is just so badass.
Is that weak?
Let's go over here. A little slow down because there's a lot of stuff on the screen right now, but it's not too bad.
Oh, it's just them.
We can win this.
Ugh, slow down. No. Don't do this to me. There we go, I fixed it. And I'm sorry guys, but for some reason, at least it's near the end of the video, thank God. But for some reason, after that happening, the sound kind of desynced a little bit. It's not that noticeable, so just try to ignore it. Whatever. There's not that much more of the video to go anyway. Ooh, sparkly rainbows. Yeah, Celine is a powerhouse. I haven't decided yet if I'm gonna recruit her in Claude's playthrough or not. I'm not quite sure. With some characters, obviously, as you see, some characters, if you recruit some characters, then you can't recruit others. But with Celine,
Things will work out somehow.
I'm coming.
you recruit her and it doesn't really affect who you can recruit in later on, really. But we'll see. We will see. That's a long way off yet. I have a whole bunch of other games planned before I go back to this one. But when it comes to I got a brain fart here. To the Cave of Trials, I think I'm gonna use Rena's party since I'm already leveled up anyway. I mean, I'm not gonna, you know, play through Claude's playthrough and then level him up when I already have a file that's, you know, that I can level up a little bit and then show it off. You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of extra stuff you can do. It's pretty nice, actually.
My strength is starting to overflow.
This game definitely has replayability. For sure. Even more so than twice, you know, like with playing, you know, you have to play it twice just to get both storylines of Claude and Rena anyway. But even after that, you know, like there's different modes of how hard, like there's galaxy mode, universe mode, which is like really hard and like ball busting hard. But I'm just gonna play them both on regular mode. Just because I feel like it. It's more about showing the story than really challenging myself when it comes to this right now.
They're nothing.
Things will work out somehow.
Wow. The sound desync is getting worse. I can't help that, guys. Sorry. Celine, you cast the most useless spells when you're left to your AI. That's why I control both Rena and Celine when I think about it, because, you know, because sometimes I just leave Celine to herself, and sometimes she can cast some useful attacks, but usually more often than not, I like to give an attack to Rena and then one to Celine, because Celine left herself. She'll either stand there and do nothing and just run around like a retard, or she'll cast spells that really
I guess that's it.
don't help out anyone at all. Excuse me. Ooh, look at that light. I don't know what that's there for. I guess that's decoration. Run, 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 run. Chests. An item that we need to identify. Yes, there are identifiable items. These guys are really tough. These guys will take as you can see, Claude just got a reasonable chunk taken out of him. You have to be careful and pay attention here. So I like to leave this battle to the fighters and keep Celine and Rena as far away as possible to be able to heal everyone when they need it. That's my strategy for this, because if you're not really high level, these guys can pack a punch.
Gravity press.
Bomber!
Fairy heal!
Sword Bomber! Sword Bomber! Sword Bomber!
Fairy heal! Fairy heal!
sorry.
Are you okay?
Yes!
I deserve this.